秘密戦隊ゴレンジャー
Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Go, go, Power Rangers! Mighty Morphin Power Rangers!
Chapter 30, Hoji's Double Dilemma. Author's note: this episode is intended to be a fleshing out of my original character Chiharu, who happens to look like Teresa, Hoji's ex-girlfriend, who also appears here. The events from Not Exactly Samurai and the 2 Turbo Ranger episodes had a little bit of her, so maybe it'd be best to wrap her up a little bit before the 5-man episode comes up. In here, I am inspired by Blues of the Broken Heart in Super Sentai vs. Super Sentai Another by Neo Just Belmont, especially with a few people in my team up for this episode. Also, Teresa's final fate is left for the audience to decide whether or not she gets better or she doesn't, as the whole plot of Aya having a missing daughter is taken from Gatchaman F's Sylvie Pandora, although in the drafts, I intended her to be a part of the United Alliance of Evil as Radigat's officer in place of Maria, before Shizuka became the new Maria. Chiharu is a Mary Sue, no matter how you look at her. She just appeared out one day and is now in the main cast inner circle. She's the long-lost daughter of a canon character that never so much as hinted that she had a child, bears a striking resemblance to another canon character, making her an original character for 2 seasons, absolutely adored by the author. She has no flaws that really hinder her in any way. She's loved by pretty much everyone in the story, as well as the author, despite doing nothing to earn it. She's given a heck of a lot more attention given to her than what a person at her station deserves, and most damning of all, she only exists to give Hoji a love interest. Seriously, she reads off like a checklist of Mary Sue traits. It might have actually been even worse if Aizuki did have her become Maria too, because even more story time would have been spent trying to reunite her with Chokan, so I guess we should be glad Aizuki didn't go that route with her. But that doesn't change the fact that Chiharu isn't here to be a character, she's here to have things happen too. This chapter won't flesh her out. I honestly couldn't tell you what her personality is, since she is defined entirely by her relationship to Chokan and Hoji. Updated on January 14th, 2012. At the United Alliance of Evil headquarters, they were still designing some time travel plots which were not yet done. Umbrella then had rediscovered from the archives was a very broken heart of Hoji, may be the key to a strike against the United Super Sentai and Power Rangers Alliance. Trakina and Kiros enter the room where Umbrella was. "Umbrella, I think you can take advantage of the situation you have found," said Trakina. "Wait, who is this guy you have brought? You're bringing an intruder into the fortress." "Yeah, you're going against the orders of our leader," said Kiros, who held his sickle. A Mikan with blue skin was there. His name was Nick, but men call him Revenger. "Guys, relax. He's on our side. He's called Nick, but you can call him Revenger, as he denounced his name ever since his best friend Clore died. Allow me to demonstrate his power," said Umbrella. In an instant, both Kiros and Trakina were clouded by their desires for revenge. Trakina saw her defeat in the last episode of Lost Galaxy, as well as her defeat in the Lost Galaxy Lightspeed Rescue Team-Up. Kiros began seeing both Takeru as wanting to kill them both together. Revenger stopped his process after a minute and removed the strings from them. "That's my power," said Revenger with a crooked smile. "What a power," said Trakina. "Once he succeeds in your plan, he'll definitely work on the others. If any more of the Lost Galaxy Rangers show up, I'll slaughter them myself." "And as for me, Takeru Shiba's head," said Kiros. "One Takeru stood in the way of what I want. Now another Takeru is in the way of what I want now." "If you don't mind, I will take you to our leader," said Umbrella. "Radigat himself will love the plan I have prepared for so long." He then found the solution and brought it to Radigat. "Sire, Umbrella has a plan devised so perfectly, but since I don't know much of the Deck Rangers as much as I don't know much of the Super Sentai, he'll be better to discuss this," said Trakina. "I don't think Hoji truly loves Chiharu," said Umbrella. "So, what does that have to do with us? What does that have to do with success? What gives with just the new girl?" said Radigat. "Who cares about a new SPD member? She's not even a ranger. Besides, I'm still anxious to find out what the others have planned for the 5 men, and they haven't cooked up a plan yet, much to my anger. Umbrella, don't waste my time and maybe you can help them out." "I found this alienator guilty of manipulating the feelings of others. He is called Revenger," said Umbrella. That is my specialty, said Revenger. I used to be called Nick, but not anymore. I worked with Clord and he was deleted. I would like to take my part. I can trigger the feelings of vengeance in anybody. Then what does this have to do with Chiharu? Said Radigan, about to blow a fuse, leaving both the Questers, Guy and Ray, frightened. I wonder what he'll do next, said Guy. Times like these make me think we shouldn't even dream of overthrowing him, said Ray. As you know, Chiharu bears a resemblance to his ex-girlfriend, the Mikian woman Teresa, whose brother he killed out of duty. As I have confirmed it, she is Director Aya Auguri's daughter as well. It would be like killing 3 or more birds with one stone, said Umbrella. It will be delightful if her hidden feelings for revenge will surface, said Umbrella. Although I have to admit, there are many differences in her mannerisms from her look-alike on Earth. Chiharu is like Chiharu as a little healthier, livelier woman, while she is forced to undergo medication for her sickness. As of right now, she is still alive. Well then, what are your plans, Umbrella? I do hope you are aware of how much I hate failure, said Radigan, who began blasting out cardboard cuts of the Deca Rangers that came out. Oh, indeed, sire, said Umbrella. It will go as planned. Kiros may prove himself here. Very sadistic, depraved. I love it, said Radigan. Now just do it. I will savor the sweet smell of revenge against the Deca Rangers and how clouded judgment kills. At the Special Police Deca Ranger Trial Court, Hoji was seen seeing the final decision against Commander Ichio. The Power Rangers Samurai team are seen in their best-looking attires as they had rigorously proven the abuses done against them. Well, Ichio, the court has decided for your multiple cases of pirating secrets from Search Guard's successor, Special Police Deca Ranger, the Shiba Household's Mojikara, the Ninja Academy secrets, and the Dino Curry House, as well as your mistreatment of troops to the point that they get injured beyond repair. You'll be spending the rest of your life in the rock piles pounding them with a small hammer. It'll be 240 years of prison for you with Sergeant Buntar, said the judge, who came from the planet Horus. No, no, said Ichio as he was dragged away by the guard to be deported into space. It'll be a long time for him, and he will not live to see freedom, said Boss. I agree, Boss, said Hoji. Besides, I would hate to think what would happen if the Samurai Rangers were killed by his brutality. They're not exactly samurai, but to treat them like that is cruelty, and if they died, it's unpardonable. In fact, he attempted to kill them on field duty. I guess you guys won your case, said Deputy Commander Guy Yuki. However, I do fear it may take some time before you will get to fight again, but as of now, you can always help us in some other way. These real samurais are cool. Oh yeah, I'd probably spar with Takeru sometime, said Jaden. Hoji finally had in his hands the birth certificate of his new love interest, Chiharu. He was really shocked to know that she was in fact the presumed dead daughter of Director Aya. He had done some DNA tests which had proven his theory positive. Chiharu, it's time to break the news to your mother that you're her missing daughter and all, said Hoji. He was seen trying to treat Director Aya nicely as he was getting really interested in Chiharu. He was seen trying to get some of her favorite flowers. I'm sure Teresa's doing fine wherever she is, here on Earth or in the afterlife, said Hoji. He was moving on with her, but can't help but think that his new love interest looked like her, although they did differ in some way in personality that he could see Chiharu as a totally different person. However, there was one dark secret in his past that was about to return, and that was his first girlfriend, Teresa. Teresa was inside the nunnery, still doing her daily routine of prayer, chanting, and offering incense. She could not even dare to go near Hoji, who seldom appeared to the graveyard to offer incense for those who died in battle. But she was still in her routine of prayer in the morning with her prayer beads. But for her, life must move on. Everybody has learned to accept her for where she is. Unknown to her, Umbrella was watching her back with Revenger, who decided to take over her. Perfect. We can use her to fulfill our scheme, said Umbrella. Teresa was suddenly faced by Umbrella and Revenger, who were disguised as human visitors in the monastery. Oh, you must be Sister Teresa. We did hear of your songs in the past. We happen to be fans, said Umbrella. Oh, sorry, I don't sing for the public anymore, said Teresa. I live a more serene life now. I just want to move on. If you want me to sing, then why not, if it can give you gladness? Not in our watch, said Umbrella, snickering, as he revealed himself as well as Revenger. What the? Umbrella? Nick? Said Teresa. Don't call me Nick anymore. Call me Revenger. I was there to help your brother Clord get the cure for you, said Revenger. But right now, you are what we need. I don't want to harm him. Please, back off. If he did something that hurt me, it's wrong. In fact, my brother deserved it, said Teresa. We won't harm him. On the other hand, you will, said Revenger, as he forcibly induced vengeance-inducing waves into Teresa's mind. This will be fun to watch, said Umbrella, snickering. Now she has a hidden feelings of revenge against Hoji. Just then another nun tried to stop them, but Umbrella blasted her out into ashes. Sorry, sister, no witnesses, said Umbrella. Teresa was now under their control, all part of a scheme to create an emotion wave. At the new Sky Base, a CD was playing. Kimberly was listening to the song Teresa once sang. This is a very nice song. I wonder who sang this, said Kimberly, who was trying to learn the song herself. However, Hoji, who happened to be passing by for a minute, turned off the radio much to Kimberly's chagrin. He was unusually rude. Hoji, what's the matter with you? Asked Kimberly angrily. But Hoji was not himself. He just didn't even explain his actions. He just walked away as if he didn't notice Kimberly was fuming at him. It's not like Hoji be rude. What's his problem? It's not like him to treat people like trash. He's so far one of the best officers I've met, said Kimberly, sighing and pouting over the issue. She got out her iPod and decided to listen to the song. Such a nice song. Why is he so angry at that song? Said Kimberly, fuming. Hoji was still disturbed at the song as it brought back his sad memories of his ex-girlfriend Teresa. Chiharu tried to cheer him up, but only to see a cold expression. Hi, Hoji. Thanks for helping me reunite with my mother, who I thought had also perished, said Chiharu, smiling. But Hoji just walked past her. He was reminded of his first love after many years of trying to let go. In fact, when he first saw Chiharu, he wasn't so sure if he would ever love again. What gives, said Chiharu to herself, as she was worried about whether or not Hoji truly loves her, or just because she bore a resemblance to Teresa. I guess he must still be thinking of that Mikan girl. What if he still loves her? What if my resemblance to her is just bringing him pain? Then I will steer clear out of the way, said Chiharu to herself. She just had a happy reunion with her mother an hour ago. Now Hoji has a ruined mood. However, in her mind, she also had her very memory of the days she was at the Special Police Deck Ranger. A flashback can be seen of the younger Chiharu who was separated from her mother, Aya Tanika, who resumed to carry her maiden name. She was seen as an amnesiac, and she was with Marika when they were little, but she was an amnesiac. A scene can be seen where the Special Police Deck Ranger had known of her identity after she was raised for a couple of years. She may not be good for a Deck Ranger, but she will certainly be good for helping us in the scientific studies, said Numa O of Planet Horus. She is from Earth, no doubt, said Dougie, but her unstable mind has made her forget even Jasmine, who hanged out with her in the good times and the bad. I see, said Numa O. I believe that the Sky-based commander is her mother, but I do not know how we can approach her right now. Chiharu can be seen in the laboratories helping Swan out. In fact, she had remained quite hidden from everybody until she surfaced a few years after the demise of Claude and the celibate vow of Teresa. Jasmine hid her identity for so long. Oh, that Hoji. Maybe I'm not going to accept this proposal after all, said Chiharu, who then realized she had a list of groceries to do. Hoji was still troubled at his memories coming back. He wasn't so sure whether or not he could love again. Why of all people would I once again fall for? Why does she have to look like my old lover, said Hoji. It was then time for patrol duty in the present. Takeru Shiba, Kimberly, Hoji, Masumi, and Jasmine were on duty. Kimberly just didn't feel like working with Hoji for being so unexpectedly rude. Maybe he's just pretending to be a nice guy. I say that song was so nice and... Oh, my mood is ruined, said Kimberly with a pout on her lips. Kimberly, what's wrong? Asked Jasmine. Oh, nothing. I just had a bad day, that's all, said Kimberly as she tried to keep her feelings to herself, as she was upset about Hoji's sudden rudeness to her. Thanks, said Jasmine. Well, at least Radiguet's not forcing me to be his. However, Hoji's being unusually rude. I'm starting to suspect he couldn't be the real Hoji, said Kimberly, who had her secret fear of him, as she seldom had nightmares about him capturing her. Just they were patrolling, they found a familiar figure to Hoji that he never saw in years. Teresa? Said Hoji. You know her? Said Kimberly, who began to think of what if the song she played was sang by Teresa. That girl looks like Chiharu. Did Chiharu suddenly give up on us? Said Jasmine skeptically. It's not Chiharu. She may look like her, but she's somebody else. I have some issues to fix with her, said Hoji. As professional as he was, Hoji, however, felt himself in a crackdown. He decided to approach her and settle the whole issue of the past once and for all. Teresa, said Hoji, I can't believe you are still alive. How did you manage to stay alive despite that illness? What Hoji did not know is that it was a slow disease that may still be cured. But Teresa, now under the influence of her avenger, said in a cold voice, Hoji, you killed my brother, how dare you! Teresa began releasing some powers like never before. She was given the powers of a Virum. She fired at Hoji, unknown to everyone. The Revenger was controlling her like a puppet from somewhere. Umbrella had sent Kiros to help him do the job.